Hey y'all, it's Lauren Koch, keeper of the old ways again, and I'm back out here on this wonderful porch at my friend's house that I'm house sitting for, enjoying this incredibly balmy weather for November 1st. It is All Saints Day or um Dio de los Muertos. I hope I did that better than I did yesterday. And it's also the new moon in Scorpio, which has a ton of intense energies that are coming up because we just had a very fiery season followed by an air season, and last night and today have very much culminated and like captured that energy. It's not wanting to let go very much because there's been so much releasing and forging. Like, I feel like this year has been exceptionally tempering. I'm a blacksmith. I've worked with iron for a very long time. Almost, yeah, it's been 20 something years at this point. So I know what heated metal goes through. And I myself, throughout my life, have experienced that tempering that happens. And last year, sometime during the summer, I actually wrote a couple of blogs about that I might reshare. Who knows? But we have to go through these periods of time in life that temper us, that heat us up. And then, according to how we cool or integrate, which is coming up, why this whole entire video is happening, is because we have to go through that transformation. We have to go through the fire and be changed, alchemize our life. And this new moon really is exceptional for all of that. And the very fiery energy and the very airy energy that I have been feeling over the past couple of months as we've moved into Libra season really was encapsulated by the Samhain fire that I had last night. Um, Lots and lots of really high powered air energy, tons of flames, very hot heat, um, and everything. And it just has me thinking about everything that's going on as we move into Scorpio. Well, we've been in Scorpio, but now we're at the new moon, which is a water sign. And one way that you can temper metal is by water quenching. But sometimes that makes your metal, according to its compounds, very brittle, especially iron. Um, so you want to consider how you're tempering yourself, how you're integrating all of these fiery, airy, passionate, filled dreams and energies that have been working to release and transform you during this past few autumn months, the late summer into autumn. And now we're heading into winter where we can truly hibernate, truly integrate. And the reason why I'm on here is to talk about manifestation, because this is the perfect time. This moon is perfect for, hey, get out of my tea, mister. That's Dr. Thunder back there. But okay, manifestation, that was the topic. This new moon energy has a ton of manifestation that is coming forth. Water is very integral for the nourishment of the crops, and that's why the ice melting in the late spring, early spring, late spring, according to where you're at, can really help your crops to be fully nourished and everything like that. But we have to start now, just like our agrarian ancestors were preparing the fields. They were harvesting throughout August into September, and now between this time period, this liminal space that happens, the crops are starting to wither and fade, and they've been harvested, and now they're being tilled under, or they're being cleared from the pastures. And that helps bring nourishment back into the earth. And in the same way, we can look at that as the first bit of the manifestation process, the auditing process that happens. We have to prepare our personal fields, just like we did way back in the day, when we were pioneers and first settling in this space. Then my brain went to colonizers, but what I was thinking about was my specifically Nordic ancestors. You may have other agrarian ancestors, but I get much of my wandering wanderlust, wandering mind, and also deep connection to Mother Earth and nature from my Nordic and Germanic heritage, as well as the Celtic side. So anyway, digress. Manifestation. There are several steps to it, and people often get this wrong because they think manifestation is just sort of, ooh, the universe will provide, right? We say a thing and, oh, something magical is going to happen. That's one part of it. That is a passive that is a passive way that you can manifest, and that's actually one of the steps. But there's a lot of things that go into manifestation for it to actually truly work. And that means you have to practice active manifestation. So autumn is a great time for taking time to audit your life. This is looking at what things need to be released. The leaves are losing their leaves, they are releasing. And by taking that audit, we can take and decide what is best serving our energy and what we need to maybe step toward instead. And that helps us put in very good boundaries that will be healthy and promote our well-being throughout winter, throughout the months where we get more depressed and maybe do a lot of people pleasing because of the holiday season and stuff like that. Okay. And we can also experience a lot of grief around this time. So knowing what might be some of your triggers or where you might need boundaries in place so that you're able to best take care of you and your loved ones this year, that's really important, because we want to start the new year off, the official lunar new year, with being rested and not feeling like totally burnt out, right? So then we need to speak it out loud. We have to make an actual commitment to our dreams. We have to have time to dream. We have to have time to think of what's possible. And then we go into that active manifestation part where we start getting the ball rolling. And that can look like taking active steps. I like to talk about it. If you don't do the active manifestation, it's like wishing that you could play the piano but never purchasing a piano, never taking lessons, never playing a piano, just wishing one day miraculously it to happen. And guess what? It doesn't. You actually have to put in the work. So it's just like that. And that also leads me to the next thing that helps with active manifestation is asking for help. That is finding community around the said thing that you want to do. That is finding mentors. That is connecting with the divine, to the guides that you work with, whichever deity you choose to work with. It could be Mother Earth. It could be the sun. It could be God with a big OG. It doesn't matter. Whoever you work with in your spiritual practice, you can ask them for help. That's prayer. Prayer is a step of manifestation. So we have to clear the path so that we can step on to the illuminated path, which we pave through. I'm looking at my notes. Pave through, I can't read them either. By trusting, by living in integrity, and by practicing gratitude. I'm going to say that again. We step onto the path. It's paved before us with each step because we're trusting, we're taking that next step into the unknown because we know that we will be provided for. We know that we'll be taken care of. We live in integrity. We listen to spirit. We listen to the divine guiding us on this path. And we live in integrity. Because if not, we get our butt kicked, right? And we practice gratitude and honor ourselves, our community, our guides, our ancestors, right? And we live with intention. We live with intention. We are able to co-create with the universe, with our communities, and we have been pulled so far apart from communal living, from having support systems. There's so many wedges built in society now. One person for themselves, live and let die, basically. I prefer to live and let live. We can have different opinions on things, but we don't have to trample over someone that has a different opinion. That's just me. So, during this liminal space, especially up until November 6th, it could continue a little bit further, but definitely be working on that auditing, that boundary setting, the releasing process. You've went through this tempering process. Now we need to integrate. We've been tried and tested. All of our boundaries have been pushed against and all of that. What is it that is no longer in alignment with our energy and the highest good of ourselves and the collective? What is it that we need to release so that we can step further onto that illuminated path? Okay. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but it's what's coming out today. And during the time that you were resting and you were starting to manifest, because this new moon is the great time to get all of that stuff ready. The fields are prepared. We're now looking at the seed catalog, and we're looking at what we need to put our energy in over the next couple of months, or where we need to rest so that we can spring to life this next spring and bloom, living with authenticity, integrity, trust, and abundance. And we have to practice gratitude. So I love practicing gratitude throughout autumn. I start at Lunacid or Llamas, I can't remember. Sometime in August, brain squirrel trail went somewhere else. But I start in August and I start practicing all the way through January, really, because when does it end? And then I continue to practice gratitude into the following year because each week, each day is a new breath of life. It's a new chance to co-create and make a world worth living in that we can share and live in love and harmony. And is it really that hard to figure out? I don't know. But anyway, many blessings. Go in love. Thank you for listening to my rant. It's almost been 15 minutes. So here's my musings for the day. And yeah, I hope you had a wonderful Halloween, and I will be chatting with you, I'm sure, quite soon. See ya. Bye.